Hi everyone, my name is Rachel, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is where I make scrapbooking process videos and also do live scrap and chats every month. I hope you enjoy my little corner of the big crafty world, and if you'd like to watch more, please subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell to always know when I have a new video. If you could also give me a thumbs up, that would be super awesome. Alright everyone, let's start scrapping!
Hey everyone, I'm here with a light mixed media layout I am doing as part of the Victoria Marie Scraps Euro Wizard Challenge weekend online crop. I had put together a page kit already, and then when I found out one of the challenges was to use a sketch with a lot of circles, what I did was I went ahead. I had recently purchased these gel press petites gel printing plates, and so what I did was I took the circle one and I used 3 different colors of Distress Oxide ink pads in Rusty Hinge, Scattered Straw, and Forest Moss, I believe, and I just started that as a background. So what I'm going to do is take some punches I have and create more circles. I've got 2 photos. Just like in the sketch, it is paid content, so I am not going to show you the sketch, but I pulled out a couple of flower die cuts as well as an acetate one, and then a couple of stickers as well. All of these are from the Crate Paper Fresh Bouquet line. So I'm going to go ahead and get you guys put on fast forward, but before I do, if you could flick me a thumbs up, that would be super awesome. So let's get scrapping.
All right, everyone. So before I get started, I just want to say I have a little issue where I keep pulling my layout down. I think I moved my table and didn't realize it. So you don't really miss anything, but everything's kind of off kilter. So I have that piece where I had done the gel printing on with the petites in the oxides on a piece of marshmallow cardstock. And all I'm going to do is actually gut out this dark green piece of pattern paper. It's a dark green, and then it has little black dots all over it as well. So I'm just going to go ahead then and trim down my marshmallow cardstock by about half an inch on 2 sides, and that will be, and then I'll have that dark green piece as a border. Now this is one of those layouts where I am Zooming with friends, so the editing is very liberal here. So I apologize if it seems a little jumpy or if it seems I'm not doing anything. So I'm going ahead and cutting down my photos. In the sketch, the finished photos did not have mats, and it was a 4x6. And because I wanted to catch those circles where you could see a good portion of them, I just went ahead and trimmed down my photos because I did want to mat them. I wanted to mat them on this pink tone-on-tone paper, and I wanted the finished product of the size of the photos to be that 4x6. So I'm just going ahead and trimming it off at the 4-inch mark. And I'm just making sure that this is what I want, just double checking with the photos. And I didn't trim anything off that was necessary. It was part of my floor and part of the toy box for the dogs. So, oh dear. So I go ahead and trim them into 2 4x6 pieces, and then I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges up with that same Rusty Hinge color that I used for one of the circles. Now I'm going to do this pretty liberally. In my head, I'm still thinking I'm going to use that floral paper that is right above where my white cardstock is currently. I am not going to end up using it, but I'm thinking I really need to bring that orange color in because I actually love that paper, and I don't know where I thought I was going to use it. In this particular layout sketch that we were given, there isn't a ton of background stuff. It's a lot of small circles, and I just could not at this point bear to punch circles into that paper. I love it so much. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, but I do enjoy it quite a bit. So here you see I have gone ahead, inked up the edges of that pink paper with the rusty hinge, and now I am going to go ahead and lay my photos down. And I'm actually following the sketch pretty closely. Maybe not this circle went here and that circle went there and all of that, but just the idea of using a scattering of circles kind of in a horizontal line around the two photos that are overlapped. I definitely followed those. So what I'm using for my circle punches are Fiskars punches. Some are the squeeze. There's 1.5 inches and then 1 inch. And I use that black and white floral paper, and then basically the exact same paper, but in a vellum with the gold foil. And then I use also the dark green paper that I had gutted out with the smaller piece. Now here's where I go, no, I can't do it. Sorry. And I just went ahead and put it back into the safety of the pile of pattern paper that is still left with Fresh Bouquet, because I just couldn't do it. Oh, folks, I'm sorry. I just think that is just so pretty. I almost want to frame it and just put it on the wall. I like it that much. Anyway, moving on. So I've got my photos glued down here, and now I'm just tucking the vellum pieces and the pattern paper behind my photos. Like I said, most of it is going to be right around where the photos are. And I had also pulled out from the stickers a lot of the round things that were as part of the 6x12 sticker sheet. So I've got that round sticker, I've got the oval sticker, I've got that wreath sticker. I've also pulled out a couple of the floral pieces. One is acetate, and here's if you're looking to see if a piece of acetate has a plastic cover on it, if you lay it flat on a piece of whatever and then run your fingernail over it, I have often found that the plastic piece picks up very easily. So I'm just tucking that behind the photo over that rusty hinge circle. And then I'm adding the dark green as well as one of the vellums. Now, I'm going to regret where my placement of my other two flower pieces are. I really, really wish I had moved that pink flower down into the right so you see more of the scattered straw circle. And then I'm going to actually do something very similar over the forest moss circle as well with that yellow flower. I'm going to put the yellow flower basically right over the green circle, and I really wish I had slightly moved it off to the right so it's not covering that much, and I just basically would have only had half a flower. It's fine. I'm not going to, I use liquid glue, so it's not coming back up. I'm not going to remake it. I'm not unhappy with it. It's just kind of one of those things where I wish I had thought more about it as I was doing it. I apologize for the random sounds. I work from home now. I use my laptop for my work computer, and for some reason, Teams wants to stay open 24/7, even on weekends and in evenings. So I am getting my little dingy dings all day and all night long. It's so super fun, and I am so glad I don't keep my laptop in my bedroom. Now, normally I would not be putting down enamel dots at this point in a video. Enamel dots usually for me are my last little bit to go on. They're my bit of a little added something, but in this case, I'm actually using it as part of the sketch, the circular elements. So I'm using 3 groupings of 3 in an orange, kind of a greenish blue, and then a yellow, and in 3 of the different clustery areas. It was funny because when I was watching this to edit, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm already adding enamel dots. I'm almost done. And then I realized, haven't done my journaling, haven't done my title, have not finished whatsoever. But then I realized, oh yes, that's because I was adding it as part of my elements, not as part of my little finishing bits. So I'm just going ahead and I go to trim off the little bit of acetate hanging over, and I realized I never actually glued the white cardstock to my back green paper because I'm that much of a genius. So I go ahead, I had glued down one side, but I hadn't then glued down the other sides, and it actually was not very even, which is fine. It's, that's why I only glue down one side to begin with, because if it isn't even, it's much easier to re-glue it. So now I go ahead and I trim off the acetate piece, and I trim off the die cut leaves that are hanging off on the other side, get it down to an actual 12 by 12, and oh look, I'm actually going to put it back in the center of my filming area, so you can see the entire layout. What an idea! All right, so now so I get a lot of comments on that I do good titles. I like words. I like playing with words. I've always been a big fan of words, but occasionally I don't necessarily have a specific title in mind. And a lot of those times when I don't have that, I will go to my thicker words or die cut words and choose from there. So I'm choosing these ones called Rise and Shine, and I thought it worked well. It's got the orange glitter, which goes with the orange circle, and then the orange in this color scheme of this line. And it works in the sense that both my dog and my cat are sleeping. And then I'm waking them up by taking their photo because I'm rude like that. But this is a story, not a story so much as a time of a story I've told before, where they're not each other's biggest fans, in the sense that Xanthi, the cat, likes to terrify Sadie, the dog. She also likes to terrify Archie, the dog, but Archie doesn't sleep in this particular area of our living room. So I always note, and I've probably scrapbooked this several times, and that's okay. But the fact of the matter is, they don't normally sleep next to each other unless it's very cold. Oh, yay, more dingings. So I can always tell when it starts to get cold each time of year when they start sleeping next to each other. So yeah, here's where I'm chatting and trying to figure out what I'm going to do for my journaling, and I probably should have edited this out, and I apologize deeply for not doing so. I will be picking up my pen momentarily and starting the journaling. Since I've got this time with you, I just want to say a big thanks to everyone who continues to watch my videos. For those of you who can comment, who like, and everything, I truly appreciate it. So once again, I'm just writing about how, this is the time of year where they start sleeping next to each other. I will say, now that Sadie is 17 and pretty much deaf as a post, she's a lot more tolerant in the fact of having Xanthi sleep next to her, simply because she doesn't hear her trying to be obnoxious. All right, folks, that finishes off my layout for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you're having a wonderful day, no matter what time of day it happens to be when you happen to be watching this. Bye, everyone.